Alright, Geographic Field Methods class. So this is a video which is going to hopefully help you guys bring some of the data into GIS. And I've also created a little image that we can use as our base image. And you can download this data off of La Lima along with the GPS data as that comes in. The imagery that I've created, I've called it UHH grass, and so it'll be in a zip file that you can unzip, and when you do that, in whatever folder you use, it should look like this. So first of all, let's bring this into ArcMap. This is ArcMap. This is this program. ArcMap. This is what the icon looks like. ArcMap and maybe 10.2. It's available in the computer lab, SDAV, or you can also get a copy that I can hand you. You can load on your individual computer at home. But let's go ahead and add in that base image. And so we can add data. Then we have to navigate to where this is. And for me, it's within this imagery folder. And then it's just this TIFF guy. I'm going to say add. Hey, this is very exciting. So we can see the beautiful palm trees and that other tree. This is fantastic. Okay, now we also want to add in some of our GPS data, right? And so I'm going to give you guys a folder of GPS data, but essentially here's Taylor's group, Liz's group, Isaac's group, and then additional data will come in, and I'll send you some of the other data. Let's just look at Taylor's data right now. I said I wasn't going to help you guys format it, but I think it might be worthwhile to do this. So here's the data from Taylor and Michael, and we do need to do a little bit of formatting because ArcMap wants the data in particular way. And so these columns up here are no good. We just want to start with the headers and then the data. Even though this is great metadata and this is fantastic to include, who did the data? It might be good to include a date and whatever else in here. To bring it into the GIS program, we want to simplify things. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit this guy, do a right click, and copy all this stuff. I'm going to put it into a new sheet, and I'm going to paste all this stuff. Fantastic. So now I've got this, this is the original, so in case I screw something up, it's still there. I never screw anything. No, I screw things up right and left, as will you. So now we're into our copied, and I can just make it copy, copy. Okay, so I know this is my copy of Taylor's data and Michael. We can't forget Michael. I'm going to delete these top two lines. Okay, so now hopefully it's looking pretty good, and they didn't really take elevation data until just these last ones, but we can't, this is life. And also they've got like a slash in here. Programs often don't like slashes, so I'm just going to take the liberty of killing that. And we'll try to leave everything else and just see how it stands. Okay, so there it is. I'm going to minimize this one, and now I'm going to try to bring it into ArcMap. And the way you do that is you go to File, Add Data, Add XY Data, because it's not already formatted for GIS. It's an Excel spreadsheet, so we need to tell it some stuff. So now we got to search and find that, and I have it here and collected, and then actually I did it in a workplace because I'm doing some different work here. So Taylor's group, here we go. And I'm working on the copy. That's the sheet that I want to have the data off, is on the copy. Okay, what's my X field? It's probably not flag name. So X is probably the easting, right? And the Y is the northing. And then I didn't get interesting. I didn't get a Z field, an elevation field for these guys. So we'll just say none for this one. We're going to have to think about that a little bit. All right, then we're going to say okay. You won't be able to, so this is fine, and these guys failed to draw, so something is screwed up. So I'm going to take a look here, open attribute table. It's not really, it didn't work properly, so we need to readdress what happened in Taylor's group, right? So Taylor, what's happening here? Why didn't it pick up this elevation? Something is because it's a merged cell. They merged these cells together, or they did something here, which is sort of strange. So I don't want this merge cell business, whatever they did here. So let's see what we can do here. Let me make this a little bit bigger so I can see what's going on here. Format as table. I don't want to format as table. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna make a new one, and I'm gonna paste it. There's different ways you can paste. paste the values, paste the formatting. I'm just going to paste the values. Ah, this looks a little bit, so maybe it was their formatting that was this weird thing that made us unhappy. So now we're going to call this guy, let's call this copy 2. Copy 2. Okay, and now we're going to save. That's the tab that we're interested in. And actually, yeah. So let's do that. Okay, so now we can close this guy. Let's try this. Let's try this again. So file, excuse me, add data, add XY data. We're gonna look here, and in here, oh, it doesn't, because I read it in once. It isn't actually happy. So it's looking at the older data set. So this is now getting very confusing for you guys, but this is what happens in the real world. So what we actually have to do is we have to navigate to where we had that file, which for me is in work, and here it is, and here's the data, and I'm going to do file, save as, in the same place, and I'm going to call it Taylor Work 2. So it'll be a brand new file. It'll be a brand new file. I'm going to save this guy. Okay, brand new file. And now I'm going to, let me bring this smaller so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to close this file. I'm going to minimize this, and I'm going to try to now bring that guy into ARC. And because it was saved as a brand new file, ARC won't have that in its memory in a previous, version, like was the problem we were running into here. So let's try to add this thing in. So we're up here, I can see it, and I want copy 2, and I did it wrong because I didn't add it in the right way. Because we have to do this special thing, right? We have to do add data, add XY data. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're going to navigate up here, work 2, copy 2. Okay, flag name. I'm still missing something, so something is still screwed up here. But let's try this. Easting, northing. This looks all okay. I can't see the elevation, so something is still a little bit messed up here. We're going to say okay. And we're going to zoom to the layer. Oh, this is very exciting. A couple of these things are totally screwed up, but if we look here, for some reason it's not showing me. It's not showing me on this guy. But if I zoom to layer, I can see that those are beautifully placed there. So what we can do is, this is like a secret thing. You can go to data, export data. We want to export the data, all the features in the data. We want to export it as a shapefile, and we want to do it in this lab, and we're going to do it under collected GPS data, and I'm going to say, it's very dangerous to change the name, but we're just going to save it that name. Yes, I want to add it in. And now I'm going to zoom to this layer. And now I'm going to zoom to this guy. Oh, I can see these purple dots. This is pretty fantastic. I'm going to remove the original, move the original, and export output's not a great name, so I'm going to call this, Taylor Mike, because we can't forget him. And this is their Garmin data. Okay, so, and what we can take a look at this. We can open the attribute table for this stuff. We can see things like the accuracy, the elevation. It's very exciting. All this wonderful information is in here, and we can do things like we can change the symbology of these. Oh, this is supposed to be a straight line, Taylor and Mike. What happened? Oh, look, what's happening here? Okay, so but what we can do is we can open this guy up again. Look, this is our accuracy, presumably in meters that it was reading, right? And so we can symbolize these dots in such a way to convey that information. And so what we can do is we can go here and we can go to properties, we can go to symbology, we can go to quantities, we can say graduated symbols. The value we can use is the accuracy. Look at this. We can have 5 classes, we can have 10 classes, we can do all sorts of things. Let's just go back to 5, 6 classes. This will sort of help us see, these different accuracy classes. Actually, we can make them proportional. That might be even more exciting. Accuracy, the unit is in meters. Now we are talking. The unit is in meters. There's no normalization we're going to do. We want circles and this, and oh, this is fantastic. The data represents the radius. Let's apply this. And, look at that. Oh, now we're talking. Okay, so this is a little tutorial for you guys. It turned into being 10.5 minutes, but hopefully it'll be useful because you can play it over and over and over again, and you can figure out what the hell I did to get this thing to display. So this is one bit of data, and I want you guys to do it with all the data and present it in a comprehensive, coherent way. This is just one data set, right? So if you put all of them on top of each other, it might be a little bit of a mess. But there's different ways to play around with this, and now we're talking. All right. Hope you guys have a great day.